John, yesterday was the big day for Gleyber Torres.
Mm-hmm.
He accepted the qualifying offer from the Tigers, a 1-year, $22 million deal. It is a 1-year overpay, but I'm not mad about it. I liked how Gleyber Torres played last year pre-hernia.
Yeah.
We talk about what they need. That's a proven commodity in the batter's box. Remember his walk-off walk, his plate discipline? He was the team leader in walks.
Yep.
He's a contact hitter. He is a right-handed infield bat. I know some people are going to be concerned, like, well, what does this do to the rest of the offseason? It shouldn't change anything. They added Gleyber last year and still heavily pursued Bregman. So my expectation is, hey, Gleyber's here, and they still need to chase an impact bat, be it Bregman or Bichette.
So let me ask you this question. If he was making 15 last year on a 1-year deal, this year he's going to make 22 on a 1-year deal. How much of an overpay is it? What is the market value on a yearly basis for a Gleyber Torres?
Well,
is it 17 or 18?
I think the market told you nobody wanted to give him a long-term commitment.
Right.
And no one wanted to pay him $20 million a year, which is why he took the deal from Detroit. And just so we know how rare this is the first player who's accepted a qualifying offer from Detroit. Only 14 players have done it going into this offseason since 2012.
Right.
So this is rare. But he kind of fit the perfect candidate to pick up the qualifying offer. Coming off an injury, market wasn't going to give him a 4-year deal, which he was seeking. You're going to get overpaid for 1 year and then reset next year. And for the Tigers, look, they may have wanted the draft pick, daring someone to sign Gleyber Torres, but it's not a bad thing to bring back one of the best contact hitters, the best contact hitter they had a year ago.
Right. And I mean, you could look and say, okay, well, he was a large part of why they fell apart at the end of the season. Well, so was everybody else. And then you find out that he's playing with a hernia. And so it's not an excuse, but it's a reason. And you look at it, and as they bring him back, what does this mean for the rest of the offseason this year? What does it mean for the lineup or the makeup of the roster next year?
So I think the guy who loses most might be Colt Keith.
Depending on what they do at third base.
Well, and I think they need to do something on the left side of the infield.
We both agree on that.
Assuming they do that, Colt Keith's going to be the guy that probably gets relegated to the DH/off day, first base, off day, second base, off day, third base. He
utility
becomes
infielder.
The utility guy, yes. And the question of McGonigal. But I don't want to put the weight of the world on McGonigal. Like, if he makes the team, great. And if he makes the team, you could bump Javi to a rover. Right?
Right, yeah.
But I don't want to be like, well, they really love McGonigal, and it is a factor in how they approach this offseason. You're chasing a World Series. I don't want to let an early 20s unproven commodity dictate the offseason to where he then has to go be an all-star next season to make the impact.
Right.
I don't want to bank on that. I want him to have a role. I want him to have an opportunity, and if he's that good, you'll displace other people.
When was Javi at his best? When was he Javier? When he was kind of that rover, when he was playing more center field than he was infielder. In fact, he became an all-star as a center fielder. And he also may be that guy that you don't want to see every day. I don't know that you want his bat in there every day.
No.
And if you got McGonigal working in there at shortstop, and you go out and you get somebody to play third base, and insert any name right now that we've been talking about.
But I think it plays both ways. You could add Bichette or Bregman. If you add Bichette, then McGonigal can play third,
right?
And Javi's your center field and your rover. If you add Bregman, then McGonigal plays short. Even if it's not his long-term position, it's a way to get him regular at-bats, and the same thing happens with Javi. And Trey Sweeney's off the roster.
Thank you.
I mean, come on.
Thank you.
What I really would be concerned is if they said, well, we gave Gleyber more. We don't have enough to get the impact bat. We want room for McGonigal. Essentially just running back last year's team. Fingers crossed that Torres is healthy. Fingers crossed that McGonigal's instant impact.
So that's why I asked the question, how much of an overpay is it? Because if you're overpaying him by $4 million, if he was going to get maybe a 3-year contract or a 4-year deal worth an average of 18, then you're overpaying him $4 million a year. I don't think that would be enough for anybody to say, well, we can't go sign Bregman now.
Right. They added Torres last year and still walked all the way to the final days with Alex Bregman. Mm-hmm. I would hope that is still the intention of Scott Harris and company this year, because while pitching is important and they will add pitching, we all saw how the season ended the last 2 years. Feebly at the plate. with very little ability to drive in runs in clutch spots in the postseason. That's how the season ended the last 2 seasons.
And with Keith, and with the track record of Gleyber Torres and his injury history, now you're looking at it going, I know, what was he last year? 140 games? In fact, I've got it right here. Actually, I don't have it right here. Anyway, when you look at the ability to maybe platoon him and Keith, so you get, and I don't say platoon, not as a 1-to-1 ratio, but
Torres, you're not platooning a guy. He's your everyday second baseman.
He's your everyday second baseman, but maybe he gets 20 games less than he had last year.
Look, it's possible. He played 145 games last year.
Okay.
He was a 500 at-bat guy, and I think at $22 million, he's going to play a lot this season. And that's a good thing. Like, people shouldn't bristle at this. Gleyber Torres was an all-star. He drew walks. He made contact. And before the hernia, no one was complaining about this guy. He was one of the few trustworthy commodities. On a 1-year commitment where this isn't going to, like, long-term screw them up, hey, just keep adding good bats.
I think the money question here is McGonigal going to be on the opening day roster?
Right.
This might be a situation where they call him up. I would say Keith, seriously, like, where's he going right now?
We'll explore it next. 97.1.